What's going on, everybody? King of Dragons 5000 here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we'll be having a look at the Hasbro Marvel Legends X-Men series, Gambit. Here we do have Gambit in the packaging. Really looking forward to this figure. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him open up, and then we'll have a better look at Gambit. So stay tuned, everyone. And so here we have Gambit posing out of the packaging. Before we have a look at Gambit, let's actually take a look at what he comes with. Gambit does not come with a Caliban piece, so that's really good if you're just looking for the figure. He doesn't come with a Build-A-Figure piece. However, he does come with a few accessories. He does come with his bow staff, which looks really good. It is segmented, so I do like that. He comes with a playing card effect that he can hold in his left hand. And then he also does come with an effect throwing card hand for his left hand. And unfortunately, the effects don't have any actual cards painted on them, no decos, no nothing. So unfortunately, they're just translucent pink plastic, which I'm not a fan of. So with that out of the way, let's actually take a look at Gambit's details. And so here we have a closer look at Gambit, and I think Hasbro did a really good job with the face, although it's not 100% accurate to what I envisioned Gambit looking like. It still looks pretty good. I have one complaint about this figure, and of course it's a complaint almost everyone has, and that's with his hair. I really don't like how it's all blowing off to one side. I would have preferred it if it was like ruffled and a little shaggy. That probably would have looked better than it just blowing in one direction. So unfortunately there is that, which like I said, I'm not a fan of, but it'll do. And the face is actually done really good. You can see he does have the red iris with the blacks in his eye, which looks really good. They did a really good job painting his 5 o'clock shadow, and then his eyebrows. You can see his ears are exposed. I don't know what the deal is with that, but it's just the way Gambit is. Having a look at his armor, you can see he does have some detailing in the armor. I know a lot of people wanted a symmetrical armor on Gambit. However, when I think of Gambit, I don't think that his armor is symmetrical. I always see it as asymmetrical, like random pattern designs. So there is that. You can see they did a good job with his coat, although I would really like to see them do a different coat sometime down the line. It's pretty much the one we've seen with Nick Fury, Punisher, who else had it? Multiple Man. The arms, of course, are from the Netflix Punisher, which they're pretty decent arms. I don't have an issue with the arms, but the jacket, they kind of need to make a new jacket because I'm kind of getting tired of seeing this particular trench coat. Looking at his torso, you can see they did a really good job sculpting his musculature right here. And of course he is wearing pink. There's no problem with that. And he does have the swirly twirly plastic, the marbleized plastic, which looks really good on Gambit. Right here you can see they did paint this waist piece, which it's okay. You can actually see a difference in the plastic and the paint. Really no way you could have gotten around that except maybe having this all one color that was painted, but I think this looks better than what would have been painted. And then of course you can see the little rim right here. Moving on to his legs, they actually did sculpt these little notches in his suit. They're not really notches, but they are little details in his suit. They are sculpted and painted fairly well for the most part. You can see there's a little bit of blue right there. Let's see on this side. They're clean for the most part. Now, I do have an issue with the peg system that they went with. You can see he has a pink peg right here, and that's just because the pink peg is right in there. Unfortunately, the peg isn't the same color as the paint, so I really don't know how they could have done that. Maybe paint the peg and have it black so that it makes sense, but then we probably would have got paint freezing that joint, so I don't know. It's a toss-up on how they could have done that. We have a look at his legs, which I think the jacket does a good job hiding this, but he has some really thin legs. You can see exactly how skinny his legs are. I'm even a little bit scared bending his knees because I feel like it could break at any moment, but he has some really skinny legs from the knees all the way down, and unfortunately that's just the way they designed this figure. I would have liked to see maybe thicker knees. I know Gambit's an agile guy, but give him some meat on his legs. Come on, seriously. His boots shin guards, whatever you want to call them, are done in that marbleized blue plastic, so it's a little swirly twirly metallic plastic that we have seen in the past. Really love the sculpt work in it. It really does remind me of the 90s cartoon show, which I'm really happy I'm almost finished with that team. But that's Gambit's details for you guys. There's really not much more to go over. So what we're going to do now is actually compare him to a few other figures you may have in your collection. And so here we have Gambit posed next to a Marvel Legends Cyclops and a DC Multiverse Superman. Here we have Gambit posed next to a WWE Elite Scale figure and a Mezco 1/12 Collective Popeye the Sailor Man. And so here we have Gambit posed next to the Marvel Legends Rogue, just so you can see what they look like together. So with the comparisons out of the way, let's actually move on to Gambit's articulation. He does have the standard Marvel Legends articulation for the most part. He does have a ball hinge in the neck, so his head can look up to about there, can bury his head into his chest. Does have some slight pivot, and it is a little loose on mine. I will have to go in and fix that. But he can look up and down on that ball joint, and like I said, it is a little bit loose. We do have that hinge, swivel left and right. Arms go out to about that far. Do a full 360. Swivel at the bicep, single bend in the elbow, giving us a little better than 90 degrees. Swivel at the elbow. We have a up and down hinge here. Well, actually, it's an in and out hinge right here on his left hand. And then on the right hand, we do have a vertical hinge. So I really do like that his accessory holding hand can go up and down rather than in and out. He does have an ab crunch, which works really well. He can crunch forward about that far. I'm pretty sure he could crunch back further, but the jacket does hinder his articulation. We do have a really nice waist swivel, so I do like that. Legs do kick forward about that far. They kick back only about that far. Go out a surprising amount of distance for a Marvel Legends figure. I'm really surprised about that. Swivel at the thigh. He does have double bend in the knee, although that joint was a little bit stiff, but it's working now. We have a swivel at the boot. We have a hinge in the ankle, which goes back and forward quite a bit. And then forward-facing pin for rocker ankle. So overall, a really good amount of articulation here on Gambit. So what we're going to do now is take a little break, get him posed for my final thoughts, and then we'll wrap up this review. And so here we have Gambit posed for my final thoughts. Overall, I really do like the way this figure came out. With the exception of his card-throwing accessories, I think he's a really nice figure. As you can see, I do have him holding the Marvel Select card effects, and I think that works so much better, seeing as how the cards actually have detailing on them, and they're not just translucent plastic. If Hasbro had taken the extra time to put the effects properly, I think this would be a much better figure. However, as it stands, I'm still really happy to have a Gambit in my collection. Now, I was lucky enough to order my Gambit and the rest of the Caliban wave off Big Bad Toy Store, which at the time I'm making this video, they still are available online, and they are starting to hit retail right now. So if you are looking for a Gambit, he is 2 per case, so he is one of those figures that's going to be a little bit easier to come by. If you're a fan of Gambit or just want to complete your X-Men Jim Lee style collection, you're going to need Gambit in your collection. And at retail, he is going to run you about $19.99 with tax, which is a pretty good price. With that being said, guys, I'm KingofDragons 5000. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel, go check out all my other action figure reviews, as well as all my other Marvel Legend videos. Hopefully you find them informative. As always, if there's a figure you would like to see me review, let me know down in the comments, and if it fits in my collection, I'll definitely have a look at it. And while you're at it, check out my Instagram account for new and exciting action figure photos, and ring that bell to be notified every time I upload a video. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Take care, everyone.